Hello, welcome to Let's Get Down to Business with the Prince Rupert and District Chamber of Commerce. We are here to give a voice to our local business owners, entrepreneurs, and community leaders to strengthen and support our local business community and to share the wisdom and experience of longtime business leaders and the fresh ideas and experiences of new entrepreneurs. So let's get down to business.
Hi, my name is Daphne Thompson. I'm the president of the Prince Rupert and District Chamber of Commerce. Today on Let's Get Down to Business, I have the privilege of speaking to Lana Reid from the Coastal Mountain College. Lana, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
So tell us, how did you get to the college in Prince Rupert?
Well, it's actually been an interesting journey if you talk to a lot of people who are actually working at the college, we all have some interesting journeys in getting here. And with me, it all started when I visited Smithers many years ago and was quite taken by Smithers. It's a beautiful place. I was soon to learn all places in the north are quite beautiful, but at the time I fell in love with Smithers and was looking for a place to work when we decided to move there. And I fortunately got my first opportunity at the college, which led to many. That's one thing I should mention as well as, obviously we think of the college as an educational place, but it's also a great place to work. We're always looking for people. And once you were in there, it's very easy to keep working there. I started on a very small contract. I was hired to do some course development for a program called, first I did actually just a very short, I think 1 month maybe, curriculum development for a program, a course within the LEAP program that was happening in Terrace. And then after that, I was asked to do a bigger curriculum development project where I developed a program called Workplace Literacy and Numeracy, where we had many courses based on workplace literacy, workplace numeracy, and placement in the community. And with that, I was then hired to be the coordinator for that program and the instructor for that program because it was happening in Smithers. And I was fortunate enough to run that program a few times and to also be the one that got to fine tune it and continue to develop that curriculum. And from there, I was offered a number of opportunities, which led me to many different fields within the college. So I've worked in a variety of roles since then, from Universal Design for Learning Specialist within the Center for Learning Transformation. I've worked as instructor in other departments. So I did some business ethics and business communication courses. I've worked as a learning assistance specialist where I supported students within learner services and a few other things as well. There's been so many, but it eventually led me to Rupert, where I now get to be the manager for community and enrollment services. And as I said, my journey might sound unique, but if you talk to a number of people at the college, they will tell you they've had similar stories, which is why I always tell people never think the college is just a place you go if you want to teach a teachable subject, which is great. We love that too, but there are so many opportunities. We're always looking for people and we always love to advance our own and to help them grow. And you never know where it may lead you, but a lot of people that come here stay here because it is a fun opportunity where you really get to grow and develop. And so here I am in this amazing position.
That is quite a journey, but really, really interesting with every growth phase that you've been through.
Yes.
Now, I know the college and the chamber is actually starting to working together now while we are exploring some different work or learn to work programs.
Yes.
And one of the things that we are collaborating on is specifically our grant writing skills. Well, that is something that we as the chamber needs so much. And we've now been able to identify a certain class that will be able to take part of that and basically do all the grant writing for us. Now, I know this is only the pilot that we are launching with the chamber in order for the college to be a lot more involved within the business community. But what else can we explore from the college perspective with regards to the business community?
It's a really great question. As you might know, our strategic goal is to be the experiential college of choice. So as a college, we are all about experiential learning opportunities. We really want our students to have a genuine, authentic, real life experience so that when they go out, they're going to feel confident. They're going to feel like I can do this. They're going to have the skills, they're going to have the connections, they're going to have the mentoring, everything that goes along with that. So between that and, wanting that desire to really be connecting with the communities, to supporting the communities, work integrated learning opportunities are so valued at our college. And we are so excited that the communities that we serve want to be part of that. It's a win-win-win all around situation. There are so many opportunities in so many different ways. When you think about it, learning could go from so many different areas. So yes, it could be a very involved project where all the students are involved in a research project or a project where they're actually doing a tangible task like writing a grant for a community agency. It could be, when you think, it could be a service learning project where they are performing a service for the community. It could be something that is more about growth. So it could be a shadowing or some sort of project where they are there just to learn and maybe become down the road someone who is going to be a valuable member of the community or that service industry because of the mentoring that was given or the learning that was given. There are so many different areas that we can look at. Research is huge, tangible work is huge. I think it depends on the agency itself. I know with the chamber, there's so many different unique opportunities that are great. And I think, grant writing is such a big one. And I think you'd mentioned as well, when you look at areas like social engagement and, using those communication skills to connect with communities or connect with agencies or even develop some, communication materials can be another one. When it comes to grant writing itself, it could be, having someone that can even do that research, because a lot of it is, being able to sell why you want that grant to happen. So you need
Yeah.
some good researchers on your team. There are so many different possibilities depending on um, the course or the program itself and the community agency or company that wants the service. And I think part of it is, collaborating with those people to really think about what do you need and what could possibly work for you, and then looking at the course or the program and thinking how can that fit within the learning outcomes of that course itself. And if there's one thing you would know about our instructors too, they're always so excited and to really think about how can we make this every year, every time we run this program better, how can we make it more authentic? How can we give the students the best experience? So knowing that people are out there that want to support that and help that and make sure that when our students are done, they're going to feel confident, they're going to have those connections is so key. And like I said, we really want to be part of the community, helping the community, seeing our community benefit and feel connected to the college, and also feeling like our students are going to be able to stay in the community when they're done and find jobs and be, really positive parts of the community who
Yeah.
have skills and can grow and raise their own families there as well.
What would be maybe some industries that you would like to partner with for this program?
Well, and that's the thing. I think right now, I wouldn't pinpoint anyone in particular because we are so open. I feel like when it comes to work integrated learning, it's really hard to say there's a place where it wouldn't work. I think it is just a matter of having that collaboration. It could be a very small uh, industry or, you know, area, or it could be something much larger, but it would depend on which course or which program it fits for. We have such a diverse array of programs that are going on. So, and we have, with the university credit, we have so many courses that kind of span the map. So we could look at different psychology courses or anthropology courses or, math or, computer science or geology. So it kind of spans the whole map. And so it would be more a matter of thinking, within uh, an agency that's willing or a company that's willing or a nonprofit that's willing, which course would fit with you or which program would fit with you, and how could we make that happen? What would it look like? And that's where we start the process.
That is definitely, well, it could potentially be a solution for some of the recruitment issues that we are facing.
Yeah.
And potentially, hopefully, it could turn into actual employment, which would help with retention because you already know the person.
Yes.
So I think this is a really creative way to incorporate the business community as well as render a possible solution to some of the issues that we are facing.
Yes, I completely agree. And I think even with one of the current bottlenecks with students coming out and feeling even confident to apply for jobs and to go to those interviews and be able to sell themselves, being able to make that connection between their skills and how they relate to those jobs can be so increased by doing the actual jobs themselves, by being connected to the community and the agencies and knowing what that looks like and being able to really explain that and sell themselves. It's a huge thing. And yeah, I can't say enough about the value of work integrated learning opportunities. And for all, like I said, it's a win for the college, it's a win for the communities, it's a win for the students. We're all happy when a work integrated learning opportunity uh, develops.
That is really, well, I'm really proud to be part of that and to have that as pilot um,
Yeah,
featuring. So yeah, this is
you are.
exciting times.
It
Definitely
is an
very
exciting
exciting.
time.
So what else does the college do that we might not know?
Well, and as I said, we're the experiential, well, our goal is to be the experiential college of choice. So we have a number of different programs, and it ranges from adult upgrading all the way to different programs within the college that are combinations of either face-to-face, online, or including placements or practicums to university credit programs. And some of the things people might not know is when you think of adult upgrading in itself, that you may have heard the word tuition free. It's something that a lot of people don't know, but they don't charge tuition for adult upgrading. There are some fees, just basic fees for things like books or student union fees, but you can also apply for adult upgrading grants and other funds that can help with that. And most of the more fundamental courses are face to face, because if you're starting at a lower level, which is something we're trying to promote right now, we do have a lot of people migrating to Prince Rupert who may not have the strongest, English skills. They may be English second learners. And so we do promote that we do have some lower level courses that in particular are very it's a safe, fun, supportive place for you to start developing those skills while earning credit. And then we have a lot of online courses as well for those people that want to take a program and they realize, oh, I had to upgrade my grade 12 biology, or oh, I need grade 12 biology. And I didn't think about that when I was in high school. So I got to go back and get it. And we have all those opportunities. And we have some pretty amazing programs, uh, from ECE to educational assistant, which we have the online option so they can actually learn at home and then do their placements in their community, which is beautiful for, even though we call ourselves the Prince Rupert campus, we have a lot of catchment areas that are actually, on more remote areas. And so we do like to promote that there are programs they can take in their communities and do their placements in their communities. And we have some really fun, amazing courses and programs. You've probably heard of applied coastal ecology. Um, that's a really popular one with students where there's so much hands-on learning. And we actually have boats that we use for that program. So we have our own our boats where the students can actually go out. Sometimes they'll just go out for the day, or sometimes they'll actually go for a trip, sometimes even as far as Haida Gwaii, and they can go camping. But a big part of that is, the learning that's involved. So they're doing surveying the land, and they're doing a lot of different learning throughout. And with those programs, as well as a lot of other ones we have, you'll hear a lot about field schools. So throughout a lot of our courses and our programs, you will find that you can take, sometimes it could be like 1 or 2 courses where you're doing them in a very kind of intensive hand-on environment where, like I said, sometimes you will go travel for a huge part of it and do some intensive, authentic, real life learning on the land, because we really do value the land and everything we do. And as well, the university credit, we call them UC credit courses. That's one thing I always like people to know as well. We have some really amazing courses. I love to do tours, and a lot of people come in and they get pretty excited just when they go through our labs or they talk to our instructors, and they hear about some of the really, how we make things like
Mm.
geology and science, like really fun, where there's a whole course on birds, and, they can do taxidermy at the end. And there's a course where they are, you're examining rocks, and you're, learning all about how to identify different rocks. And, people come in and they want to do it. And even the people that are with us that are, arranging the tours, they're like, I want to take this course too. I'm probably not selling it as well as I do on the tour, but people get pretty excited. And with that, what we like to let people know is we actually have 2 full years worth of university credit course offerings. So first year and second year. So for those people that, a lot of times, when you feel like I have to go away for my program and I don't want to go away maybe to university for 4 years to get a degree, you can take your first 2 years here. So it's a nice way to, slowly get into the educational process where you still have the support of your friends and family. You're not uprooting your life to, take those years, and you save a lot of money because you don't have to, move or uproot yourself. So it's a nice way to start your educational process while you're still learning, but not taking, you're taking more baby steps in a more supportive, smaller college environment. So we like people to know that. And we do have transfer agreements with some different schools. So things like computer science and engineering, they can do the first sometimes year or two here, and then they transfer on to a bigger school. So it's a nice way to start that process. And then they can easily move on to the next step. And we do partner a lot with UMBC for a lot of different programs, like different health programs. And we have a lot of health programs here as well. If you go to the college, you'll see we actually have one area designated as our health area, and we have all the beds in there and all the things they need, so that even if they're doing their learning at home, because a lot of times with the health programs we have, they do the actual learning theory content online, and then they come in and they do the practicals, they're kind of clinical learning, and then they go out to do their placement in the hospitals. So it's a really nice setup where people feel like they don't always have to go away to get that learning that they need to get the career that they want.
Wow, that is quite a bit of information, which is absolutely amazing. I love that there is options for home based, there's options to be transferred. You get credit for bigger universities. It is experimental, or not experiential learning as well. It's such a big benefit within the community for a a business owner themselves to upskill and to learn some of the skills that is needed when running a business, but as well as an opportunity to give some of that skill set and to people that might be needing that.
Yes, it's so true. We are very we really promote that we want to support our communities, and we want them to feel that they can get their education here and they can work here when they're done. They can make those connections, and we also develop, and we're working hard and continuing to do this, a lot of what they call laddering sort of programs. So particularly when you think of the healthcare program, you can do different steps. So you can do the healthcare assistant, and once you do that, you can work for a while, and after so many hours, get credit, and then go into the access to practical nursing part, where that is another part where it's another stepping stone. And then you can step up to the practical nursing after you have so many hours in that. So it's a nice way to not feel like, I want to do this, so now I have to go maybe, to university for 4 or 6 or more years. And instead, I can take it step by step. Maybe I'll do the healthcare assistant, I'll work for a while, and then I'll get that credit, and then I'll go on to the next step. And, a lot of times, people start the process, but things get in the way, or maybe they have families and they're thinking, I want to wait until they go to school to take the next step, but I still want to start the process, or I want to start my career, but I'm not ready to go all the way yet. And so we really believe in supporting the learning process while respecting the needs of the people in our community and who it serves.
Wow. It is such a great platform in the way that it is integrated with the community, that a lot of people should just actually start get part of it, take part of this. So how can they reach you if anyone is interested in becoming more involved?
Well, anyone can feel free to reach out to me anytime. I am so happy to, facilitate that in any way. There, I can leave my name and my email in the chat. That's usually the best way to get a hold of me.
You can just say it out loud
Oh,
now as
okay. I can just say it out loud. It's pretty basic. LREID. So LREID at coastmountaincollege.ca. You can also, drop down to the college at any time. If you go to the North Block, which is the first side, that's where my office is, and that's where the front office is. So if I'm not there, they can still take that information. And if I am there, I would love to meet with you. I also really love to give tours. That's something that some people in the community who've had them can attest to. So if you're ever thinking, I just want to go down to the college and I haven't seen it in a while, and just take a look around and see what's there. I am more than happy to, take you on a tour of the college, answer any of your questions, connect you with anyone that you would need to, find out more about programs, or if you're thinking of connecting with a particular course or instructor or anything. I'm so happy to facilitate that as well. If anyone is interested in learning more about some of the services we provide that help them either to get into a program or once they're in a program, I can help with that as well. One thing we pride ourselves on with the college is really supporting the learning, and any sort of barrier that might keep someone from feeling like they are confident to, get into the college and be successful in the college. So whether it's we have educational advisors, and they will help figure out what courses you need to not only graduate from a program, but maybe to get into a program where, like I said, you might need your bio 12, but they'll figure out how to get there. Or does a course that you took a while back, will that transfer, and can you have it accepted as a course so that you don't have to take it, or you need it as a prereq to get into something. We also have First Nations access coordinators who are amazing. They, you should really connect with them if, you really want to not only find out more about the supports and the, possible funding and other areas that you might want to look into for someone who is looking into their particular Indigenous supports, but they also support the college as a whole in really learning and developing more about uh, anything, with Indigenous. So there's different cultural events, there's different learning activities. They have lately, we had a feast last couple months ago at our campus, and everyone was invited. We have what they call Tea with Elders, where the elders come in and anyone can feel free to drop in and just, talk or ask questions. We have different learning events. We also have facilitator on our campus who works specifically with our instructors to support indigenizing our curriculum, because we really do want to make sure that our learning is really, as indigenized as possible, and we're supporting all the learners in our community and making the learning as rich as it could be. And we also have accessibility coordinators. So if you have any barrier, whether it's a learning difficulty, or you have, it could be an issue with mental health or a physical disability, anything that you feel like might be considered a barrier for you to be successful, we have accessibility specialists who can work with you on that. And they can work with the instructor, and they can help, even, find accommodations or funding for anything that you might need, that you need to support yourself in that program. And it can be completely confidential. So even when they work with instructors, if it is something where you're thinking, I have this, you know, issue, but I don't really, want to tell, you can still get that support. You would have to work with your accessibility coordinator, but they don't go around telling everyone. That's something we like to tell people, because I feel like a lot of times people are nervous to self-identify, thinking, well, I don't really want to put a label on myself. But honestly, it's just your accessibility coordinator that would know. And it's not something where, they go around and send out a memo to all the instructors to say, hey. It's more just working, like, we have these areas that, let's say it could be that you had diabetes or IBS or something, and maybe you can't sit for 3 hours, or you need, to take a special break. And could be just working to make sure that you get those breaks where you have to, or having that extra accommodation of extra time, depending on what it is. So, we also have a lot of mental health supports. We do have a mental health care team that is working to do lots to support the students, but we have an online system right now where 24/7 any student can call or text or contact someone at any time, to make sure that it could be 2 in the morning and they need to talk to someone and they have that access. So we really like to make sure that the students have all those capacities. And as well, we have learner assistance specialists. So if you have particular issues, whether it's I need help with my writing skills, I need help with my study skills, my time management, could be budgeting. They are basically here to help you with anything you need. So, a lot of students, it could be just the writing process. We don't all get the same process of learning how to write when we are in school. So, we put a lot of things in place to help with that process, whether it is one-on-one support, workshops. We have a right-away service where they can actually send their writing to someone who can send it back right away and give feedback. We have the library support. They do a lot for that. And I can go on and on, but we really do have a lot of supports that I'm really proud of. I think I should mention we also have the student engagement team as well. So we have full teams now that plan events on each campus, and our goal is to try and do like a weekly event. We have at least one a month, but often like we'll try to do one a week so that the students feel like they're part of the campus and they're engaged, and also trying to get them out into the community. So we really are trying to have a kind of holistic, wraparound service for students so that they feel like everyone is supported, included, and successful. And if there are any problems along the way, they feel comfortable going to a number of people throughout the college that are there to help them and make sure that they have that successful journey.
Well, I can definitely hear the passion that you have for the Coastal College, and it's amazing. I love speaking to business owners or people in leadership where this passion really comes through. It just makes it all worthwhile, and you know that you're kind of in better hands. That's awesome. So one thing before we end off, what would you leave the business community with to inspire them?
I guess I would say, love what you do, see the value in everyone you work with, and obviously, as I said, we've got amazing staff, amazing instructors. We're all in this together. We're all supporting our students, but also I feel like we have the best students in the world, and I want to give them the best experience. And, talking about the community, I feel like, especially us talking about the WIL, I think, again, we're all in this together, and, developing those networks, developing those connections, working together, everything is richer, everything is better, everything is easier when we're all working together, when we all share that passion, when we can all get excited together. And yeah, just try not to do it alone, because there's so many great people out there that can really just make it the best it can be.
No, I agree with that. And there's this saying that a three-strand cord is not easily broken, right? So it
That's
makes more people together. It is better. You've got support. So yeah. Well, thank you so much, Lana. It was great having you on our show, and thank you for sharing all that passion and that amazing information.
Thank you. It was wonderful. Thank you so much for having me.
So to our business community, if you'd like to be part of our experiential learning program with the Coastal College, please do get involved. Please do reach out to Lana at lreid@coastmountaincollege.ca. Her contact details will always also be in the links. So please do reach out and be part of it. And my name is Daphne Thompson, and this was Let's Get Down to Business. Till next time.
Thank you for listening to the Let's Get Down to Business with the Prince Rupert and District Chamber of Commerce. If you would like to be featured as a guest on a future episode, please email us at rupertchamber@gmail.com or direct message us on Facebook or Instagram at Prince Rupert Chamber.